Hello. My D4 design project is a railway transportation hub serving Derry City in Northern Ireland. I began the project by taking the train journey from Coleraine to Derry, described by Michael Palin as one of the most beautiful journeys in the world. On this journey, views from each side of the carriage reveal vast, uninterrupted landscapes of land, sea and sky. As the train proceeds through tunnels, over beaches and seemingly over water to its final terminus destination at the current railway station in Derry. The current station is an attractive building in its own right, but it is not suitable for a transportation hub for the 21st century. The City Council currently propose to refurbish the old Victorian railway station, so this design project acts as a feasibility study examining the benefits of a new build project and what that can bring. The site is situated at the base of a grassy embankment leading up from the railway lines parallel to the river's edge on the opposite side from the walled city. The new building's relationships with Ebrington Square, the steeply sloping embankment, the iconic Peace Bridge, the arriving and department railway tracks, infrastructure leading to the rest of the city and beyond, to the city's hinterlands in the northwest of Ireland and the historic walled city on the opposite river embankment are all considered in this design. As the design concepts developed, so too did the brief or elements of the brief, such as the new urban station precinct and galleries as exhibition spaces for a creative hub space which is currently located in Ebrington Square. These elements were added to the project as it progressed. The design concepts developed from the fact that this building is an extension of the Peace Bridge. The concept of daylight evolved from the bridge or viewing the bridge spanning over the River Foyle in a very exposed location, experiencing the changing qualities of daylight throughout differing times of the day and year. Shards of light reflecting off the river onto the bridge, with the bridge reflecting in turn into the water below. From the outset, I had hoped that the users of my building could experience similar changing qualities of light within the building spaces. The concept of movement. The bridge is an infrastructure project at its heart, the bridge is an infrastructure project over which people pass and move on to new locations. So too my building must perform this function. The concept of movement, however, is much more than this. There is movement in terms of the play of daylight over my building, the movement of automated parts of my building, etc. Connectivity. The bridge is an element which connects two sides of a divided city. My building also will aim to be a place for connectivity. For example, connections to all types of infrastructure such as cars, buses, taxis and water taxis. The concept includes connections through views to all parts of the city which have been incorporated in my design. The concept of society. The bridge is an iconic symbol of peace to a society which had been divided by the Troubles. This new building will aim to be a social hub. Both sides of the community have claimed territorial rights in the past. The city side was seen as nationalist and the water side was seen as unionist. The new building's location floating over the river is a new space, not one side or the other, but a new civic building for all sections of society to meet and enjoy. In my site analysis studies, I looked at the building's various users, railway standards that need to be adhered to, etc. One important thing from my site analysis studies was the very strong geometries within the walled city grid and within Ebrington Square, which is on a slightly skewed angle to the former. This clashing of axes from the beginning was to be employed in the design of my building and used as a design generator to create a building which relates to both sides of the river. In my initial design, I produced a master plan for the wider context of my site. I saw the tracks leading to the railway siding sheds south of the existing train station as a barrier to the river from my proposed urban greenway. I proposed to relocate the siding sheds to the city of Derryport 2 miles north of the city. This allows greater connection between urban greenways and my new urban precinct and stronger connection to the river frontage. For future proofing, if there ever was an extension to the rail network beyond this terminus building, I propose the onward track should be underground the new urban greenway. My initial sketches here are concerned with framing views as connection. The initial concept involved a vertical element to connect the Peace Bridge to the railway tracks and precinct level, 10 metres below. This vertical element could continue as a tower to become a landmark in the landscape. It could capitalise on connecting views down into Ebrington and across the river to the walled city. This tower element houses the gallery and tourist information spaces. The station concourse will be a long linear element on the river embankment along the river frontage. The station is low level to prevent obstructing views from Ebrington Square across to the walled city. Here I made a simple card model based on my initial sketches, looking at the building's form. As I developed the scheme further, I looked at the internal spaces at sketch design stage. I was concerned with the framing of views, especially within the tower. The form of the tower was influenced by my precedent study, namely O'Donnell and Shumey's Glucksmann's Gallery. As you can see, the station is symbolically positioned over the river, with the platform relating to the tracks and its glazed canopy sweeping out over the station precinct at the base and towards the grassy embankment beneath Ebrington Square. The urban precinct serves the function and makes connections to taxi ranks, buses, car parks and a small marina from which a water taxi can leave. On section, a foyer connects to the Peace Bridge at that level. A flight of stairs to a lower foyer takes you down to a lower level from which we enter the station hall. The station hall is top lit. Movement is reflected in the rhythm of the roof lights over the concourse and the rhythm of the structure. Social spaces are incorporated within the station hall. The gallery and the tourist information spaces are located within the tower. The top of the tower terminates with a roof garden and a viewing pod which will capitalise on views and connections to all parts of the city never experienced before. In further developing the design, I made a simple card model which I used here to examine the form of the building as seen from all the main approaches. This model again was used in my daylight studies. I was amazed to witness the play and the different quality of light during different times of the day in the station concourse, in the platform and within the precinct space under the glazed canopy. Also the reflections of the building in the river and the river reflecting on the underside of the canopy as intended. Photographs were taken through this model to ascertain whether views that I had tried to capture in my design were in fact working. Again, I became aware of some surprising new views that I had not expected. I continued the daylight studies with hand drawings, analysing each space within my building on section and plan, which informed my elevations and also served to inform aspects of my elevations and the functions of cladding materials to be employed. In terms of materiality, from the outset I had proposed to use durable materials suitable for location on a tidal river. Materials such as stainless steel, Corten steel, concrete and glass are to be used externally. Internally I propose to use Irish oak extensively to create a warmer environment and baffle excess noise. The final proposal. I submitted this project in November for feedback only. At that stage I had reached the initial drawing stage which have been included in this video. From feedback I undertook further studies which I believe have enriched my project. I had intended to finish with simple black and white CAD drawings hatched to show light and shadow and the experiential quality of daylight. Unfortunately, I have not managed to complete these at the time of making this video. The drawings are unfortunately and currently a work in progress and not suitable for presentation as part of the video. I will try to submit something along with my drawing submission to accompany